Dr. Zaman is a social safeguard resettlement specialist and executive director of the Society for Bangladesh Climate Justice, which is a voluntary nonprofit advocacy group in Vancouver. And when we were looking for the stories of global health, what bigger story is there really than climate change and the impacts of climate on various countries around the world? When we heard about your work, Dr. Zaman, we thought you need to be here. So you've published in many areas of studies, including climate change impacts, natural disaster, displacement, migration, and development. And we'd love to hear about your organization. And I was interested to hear that there are 6,000 Bangladeshi living here in Metro Vancouver, which is quite a powerful and, I'm sure, an important force in the work that you're doing.
Thank you, Joanna. Good evening. I will be very brief with my story. I came to Canada in 1980 at the University of Manitoba as a grad student, and then went back to Bangladesh in mid-80s to conduct my doctoral dissertation on the floodplain in Bangladesh, looking into displacement of people by flood and river erosion, which you can see in the picture here. Now, between now and then, the issue of climate change came very strong globally. And we realized that Bangladesh, you all realize that Bangladesh is at the epicenter of climate disaster. Bangladesh is a very densely populated country. It has 160 million people. And according to all scientific studies, 1/3 of Bangladesh, particularly the coastal area, will be inundated with sea level rise of just about 1 meter. By 2050, between 30 to 75 million people will be displaced in Bangladesh. Now, when you talk about global health, what do you think about? It's just not health. It's the entire humanity. It's the entire population. We're talking about, Canada, or twice the Canadian population were displaced in 50 years from a country which is just 1/4 of the size of British Columbia. So when you talk about health, you must talk about globally about the vulnerability, that the climate disaster is bringing in. So we look at the health not just from medical perspective. We look at the health from global perspective, from environmental perspective, from social perspective, from displacement, migration, livelihood, all as social aspects that you can talk about. So in my presentation today, when I will have more opportunity to talk about further detail, my contribution to the discussion would be to look at the future, not only of Bangladesh. There will be at least 200 million people who will be displaced in the next 50 years, particularly from the global south, due to global climate impact. And this is something we have to address both from a public health and a very humanitarian point of view. Thank you.